Hey gamers, welcome back to Platinum Pursuit. I'm Hunted, and today we are traveling back in time to 1987 and exploring the wonderful game that spawned a behemoth in Final Fantasy, the Pixel Remaster. As with every guide here on the channel, follow along and I'll take you from the start to the Platinum while avoiding spoilers along the way. This game has a whopping 249 chests scattered throughout the world and 128 different monsters we have to find and defeat. I'll be sure to show you the exact location of every chest and the best place to farm every single monster. Before we jump in, let's quickly go over how this guide will work. First things first, like all of the guides here on the channel, I'm not going to cover any specifics as far as how to build your party or take on the various challenges of the game. I always want to leave that part up to you so you can discover the game at your own pace. I will, however, give you a general path through the game. You don't have to immediately go from dungeon to dungeon like I do, but it is widely considered the most efficient path through the game and will keep us on track the whole time. I really hope you enjoy the game and the guide, and please don't hesitate to give me feedback on this format for the more open-worldy kind of games like this. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Hello folks, and welcome to Final Fantasy. It is just about time to get jumping into the game. Anyway, let's go ahead, hit new game, and I will see you in there. Alright, so once you hit new game, you're going to be here in this menu. If you don't know, the classic Final Fantasies have you pick your party at the beginning, and they'll be your party all the way through the game. And now here is the class I'm going to be working with for the guide, just so you have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. I've got a warrior, a monk, a red mage, and a white mage. So anyway, go ahead and pick your party, and we can go ahead and get started. I will see you after the first cutscene. Alright, so once you load into the game, you're going to be here on this screen, and you can obviously take a look to see the various controls. Now, I will go ahead and show you the most important ones, and for the sake of this guide, that is going to be hitting R3 to turn encounters on and off. And next up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the triangle button to come here into the menu and hustle down to configuration. And now when you're in configuration, you can obviously adjust cursor memory or auto battling. You can change your default speed. You can also do this by tapping L3 when you're in like a town. But the important stuff that we want to do is to come down here to the bottom. And first things first, you can open up your bestiary here. We're going to have to fill this entire thing out. So if you ever are wondering what you have encountered and killed and what you haven't, you can come in here and take a look. But the big important thing that you can look at here is the boost menu. Now in this menu, you can do three different things. You can turn encounters on and off, which we already talked about. And additionally, you can come down here to EXP and Gil and either boost this all the way up to 4x, or you can slash it down to 0x or half x if you wanted to. For whatever reason, you can do that if you'd like. Now, no matter what you do here, trophies are not going to change. You will still be able to unlock everything this game has to offer, even if you play on 4x. But either way, it all comes down to whatever you want to do. Doesn't really matter. I just wanted to point this out so you know what we're getting into heading into the game. So all of that now out of the way, we can finally start playing the original Final Fantasy. I hope you enjoy. All right, so the very first thing we're going to want to do when we arrive in the game is we are going to want to head upwards into this castle. And you are going to come all the way towards the top. By the way, hold circle if you want to run, or you can tap L3 to change your default running speed. For the guide, I'm probably going to walk a decent bit, but hold circle where it makes sense, just so it's easier for you to follow along. Either way, go ahead and head up these stairs here and talk to this guard, and you'll be whisked away into the castle. And you're going to be tasked with saving the king's daughter, Sarah, from the evil Garland. So that is what we are going to go do. Go ahead and head down and run on out of the castle. And once you do that, now it is time to go ahead and get our initial gear set and ready to go. So go ahead and enter into Cornelia. And when you do that, we can finally start playing the game and defeating some monsters. Now, what I will recommend before we go to our first location, which is going to be the Chaos Shrine to save the princess, I would recommend grinding a little bit to get your party up. I would say at least get to like level 3, 4, 5-ish. And once you do that, then we can move forward. And this is also going to be the first place where we start talking about the bestiary. So when we're here in Cornelia, there's a couple of monsters that we're going to want to find and kill in this area because this is the best place they show up in. So I will go ahead and show you those monsters now. Make sure you kill them all before we go on to the Chaos Shrine. Okay, so the first enemy you're going to want to find is the Goblin. Make sure, by the way, that you're killing enemies as well. They only count for the bestiary if you encounter and kill them. So, yeah, grab the Goblin and we can go in. And then the next enemy you're going to want to find are these Goblin Guards. They're the blue goblins, so make sure you find one of these. And the final enemy outside of Cornelia is the Wolf. Okay, so once you've found the enemies and you've leveled yourself up to whatever level you want to be at, go ahead and head back towards Cornelia. And once you're in here, you can use the inn to heal your party up. All right, now that we're geared up, let's head towards the Chaos Shrine. So we're going to exit Cornelia and head left. And then we're going to go north up this way. And if you keep heading north past these mountains, you will eventually make your way up to here, which is the Chaos Shrine. And let's go ahead and enter the Chaos Shrine. And now if you watched my little guide, tips and tricks, you'll have heard how I'm going to do this moving forward. So there are a ton of chests in this game, and most areas that we go into will have chests. And the way that I'm going to do this guide to avoid spoilers and to kind of give you the best, I guess, way to do it is I'm going to show you where every chest is per level, and then we'll hit the bestiary afterwards of the enemies you need to get in that area. So let's go ahead, grab all the chests we can here in the Chaos Shrine, then I'll show you the monsters you need to have before you leave, and then we'll keep on moving. So as soon as you enter the Chaos Shrine, you're going to take an immediate left, and we're going to head all the way down this way. Whoops, I mean, we can go around the outside if we want, but then come down here into this room, open it up, and there is the very first chest of the game. And now from this chest, you're going to go down and this way, and we are going to find another room all the way in the top left, and go ahead and open these two chests. And now there's two enemies here that you'll want to make sure you have. There's a very good chance you'll run into a bunch of other ones, but there's two that you want to make sure that you have by the time you leave, because this is the best place to find them. And the first one here is the Gigas Worm, so make sure you find this guy. And the other enemy is the zombie, so find those two and we can keep going. All right, with those two enemies taken care of, now we can head back to the entrance of the Chaos Shrine, and you'll want to enter this room here, and you'll see Garland ahead. He is another bestiary. All of the bosses actually in this game are bestiaries, so I will kind of give you a heads up when we're heading to fight bosses and things. But one thing to note, if you haven't done so already, if you hit triangle, you can come down here and you can see there is a quick save function. I would say make sure you do that whenever you can. Let's go ahead, quick save real quick, take out Garland, and we can keep moving on. And there he is, Garland, bestiary number 12. So go ahead and take him out. All right, so after Garland is defeated, you'll be back here in Cornelia. When you exit the castle, you will see a cutscene of the bridge being completed. Before we head across the bridge, there's one other enemy that I want to grab before we leave. It's a pretty rare spawn, so I saved it. Maybe you ran into it in the Chaos Shrine or something like that. But it is the Crazy Horse, and the Crazy Horse is a bit difficult to find. What I would recommend that you do is you kind of walk around just below or a little bit southern of the Chaos Shrine, and hopefully we'll run into it. I'll go ahead and show that when it happens. All right, after a little bit of searching, we came across the Crazy Horse just south of the shrine. Go ahead and take it out, and we can keep moving. All right, with Garland defeated and our bestiary updated, we can go ahead and cross over the bridge. You'll get a little bit of a cutscene. And now after the cutscene, we're going to head north until you get to this split in the mountains. Head to the left and go all the way left and north as far as you can. We're going to reach this little cave area here. And this is Matoya's cave, so go ahead and enter. You'll want to come down this way, enter the room, and you'll get a little cutscene here as well. And now after the cutscene, head over to the left side and grab this trio of chests here, and we can keep moving on. All right, so exit the cave and go ahead and head southward now and to the right. And we're gonna head to the east for a little while, and then once we kind of turn the corner here, you'll be able to head southward, and this is a new town called Prologue. So go ahead and enter, and we can continue moving on here. Okay, so once you make it to the town, you can go ahead and visit the shops and equip yourself a little bit more. Make sure you don't talk to these pirates until you're fully ready to go, and then we can come back here. All right, once you have bought all of the things you want, you've rested and everything like that, go ahead and talk to the pirates to start the fight. And here we are, another bestiary entry, the pirates. All right, so after you've taken care of the pirates, you will win their ship as a reward. And once you exit the city, you will see your ship docked below there. We can go ahead and jump on into it and head to a new destination. But before we do that, if you get in the boat and you hold X while spamming circle, so you might have to use two hands. If you hold X, spam circle a bunch. And there you go. You'll get this screen after a little while. It says play 15 puzzle. Go ahead and hit yes, and you will pop the trophy for hidden game. You don't have to play this at all if you don't want to, so you can exit out if you'd like. All right, and now that we have access to the ship, there are 5 different enemies we are going to want to track down here. So you will get random encounters in the water, like so. Go ahead and let's talk about the different enemies. So the first one is the Sahajin. As you can see here, he's kind of like a little water monster guy. Next up is the Sahajin Chief. He's just a red-colored one of these lizard monsters. Next up is the Buccaneer. This one could be a little bit rare, so you might have to sort of explore the ocean a little bit, but you should be able to find it relatively easily. And I also got the shark in the Sahajin one as well, my first encounter, so that one's crossed off the list as well. And the final enemy we need here, the Big Eyes in the back. All right, so once you've added those enemies to your bestiary, it's time to head to Elfheim. And to find that, we are going to start here from Prologue. If you exit out of the area here and go all the way left, you will eventually hit the continent that we started on. This is Cornelia, just above us. So from Cornelia, if you head straight down, right here is a little dock that you can take. So go ahead and do that. And once you've docked, head down, and right here is the small little town of Elfheim. All right, once you've made a pit stop here in Elfheim, you've grabbed your supplies, and feel free to, of course, grind out some levels and some gil around the area to buy your stuff. We are going to leave Elfheim behind for the moment and head to the west around these mountains and then go north. And there will be a small little passage here around the lake that we can squeeze on through, head up, and we will arrive here at Western Keep. So go ahead and enter the city or the castle. And once you get into the Western Keep, we are going to just head straight on upwards through this door right here. And you can go ahead and speak to the king to get the quest. So the king will request that you grab his crown from the Marsh Cave, which is exactly what we're going to go do. So exit out. And now from here, we're going to head straight south, kind of around these mountains here. And we are going to go to the southernmost tip of this little peninsula. And right here on the ground is the Marsh Cave. So we'll go ahead and enter this, and we can begin working our way through. Okay, once you're in the Marsh Cave, you're going to be in floor B1. And now there's no chest to grab here yet. But what we do want to do is turn encounters on, and there are 2 enemies we want to make sure we come across here in basement 1 of the Marsh Cave. So let's go ahead and knock those out real quick. So the first enemy you're going to want to come across are the ghouls. They're kind of like a white-colored zombie. So go ahead and take this guy out. And the second of 2 is the shadow right here. Okay, with that done, we are going to head north from the entrance, and we are just going to run this way. If we can get around the bat. There we go. We're going to head this way, and we can enter this staircase right here to go down to basement 2. Now, once you're in basement 2, we're going to head north and then to the east into this room here, and there is a chest for us to grab. Make sure you get this. Then from here, we're going to head back towards the entrance, and instead we're going to go west this time. And there is this door right here. Go ahead and enter into it, and in the corner is another chest. And then from here, come this way, head south. And there's another room down here with a couple of chests, so make sure you grab these 2. All right, so after you grab those chests, make your way back up the stairs the same way you went down and come back to the entrance of the cave. And we are going to go south this time, and we're going to head all the way south down to this room. And if you come inside here, there is a ladder to take you back down to basement 2, so go ahead and enter here. Now, once you come down the ladder, if you enter, or you exit out of the leftmost door, and you head all the way to the left, you should find this room, and this one also has a chest inside. And after this chest, exit out, go to the right, and you've got another one of these rooms. Go ahead, enter, and grab the chest here as well. And from this room, exit out, go to the right into this room, and there's yet another chest. And then from here, we are going to head down to the right, and there's another door here, which you can take inside. Come out this one, and there's stairways down, but before we do that, there are a couple of monsters we want to get here in basement level 2. First enemy we need is the skeleton. They're pretty common here. Next up is the Black Widow. And the final enemy is this crawler that I found in the skeleton encounter. All right, after you grab those enemies, you will head down the stairs, and we will be here in this basement floor number 3. If you take a look at the map, it is just a bit of a maze of rooms. So I'll go ahead and guide you through this real quick. So from here, you'll want to head down into this first room and grab the chest. All right, so from this chest, exit out of the room, and we are going to head all the way to the right. We're going to skip the next 2 rooms and head to the room here on the right. There's a chest in here that we can grab. So with this chest grabbed, we are going to go down to the next grouping of doors here. You're going to skip the one on the right, skip this next one, and then we're going to stop here. It's the second from the left on the grid, and there are 2 chests in this room, so make sure you grab both. With both of those chests grabbed, exit out and head left to this room as well. There's a chest in here for you to grab. And now from here, exit down again to the next level. You can skip the room on the left. You can skip this room and then head over to the next one. Again, the third from the left, and there's a chest in here to grab. Once you've got this one, exit out, head to the right, and we can get the chest in this room as well. And with those chests grabbed, we will turn encounters back on, and we've got 4 different enemies we need to encounter here in basement number 3. All right, first one up is the werewolf. Take these guys out. Okay, we got a bit of a twofer here. The first one is the green slime, and the other is it's blue recoloring in the gray ooze. I don't know why it's called gray ooze and it's blue, but take out both of them and we can keep going. And the final enemy is the gargoyle, so make sure you find this as well. All right, once you've got your bestiary filled out, we are going to go fight the boss of the area. So from here, you're gonna exit out. So this is the last chest area, by the way, that we grabbed the most recent chest from. You're gonna exit out of here, and now you're gonna skip this room and go one to the left. We skipped this room earlier. You can open it up now. You can see there's a chest with, you know, sort of ominous statues around it. Go ahead and interact with this chest, and we will fight the boss. This does count as a chest as well, by the way, so you're gonna have to do this regardless for the chest to count towards your collection. But go ahead and open her up, and yeah, we'll fight the boss. And we can add the Pisco Demon to our bestiary as well, so good luck with the fight. All right, so once you exit the Marsh Cave, now what we need to do is I would highly recommend that you go take a pit stop at Elfheim, get your party healed up, buy the level 4 spells if you haven't done so yet, and then I will meet you at Western Keep to go turn in this quest. All right, once you're back at the Western Keep, go ahead and enter it. Hopefully you are all healed up and everything, ready to fight, because we are going to head up here, talk to the king again, and you will have another boss fight. So go ahead and do that. And to add to our bestiary here is Astos as well. So go ahead, take him out, and we can keep going. All right, so with the king defeated, head back towards Elfheim, and we are going to get in our ship to get to the next area. So if you don't remember where your ship is, like you can't just come down to any dock and go. You have to go to the dock where your ship is at. If you look there on the mini map in the top right, you can see there's this blue diamond. That is the icon for your ship. So you should be able to find it here in this dock that we took. And now, once you're in your ship, you're gonna head up towards Cornelia. And instead of docking here, what we can do is we can go around and now underneath the bridge, and we'll be in this area. We can dock right up here, and we are going to, whoops, we're gonna go left and head towards Matoya's cave, which is right here. So go ahead and enter that. Then once you're inside, come round and talk to Matoya. And then after speaking to Matoya and getting the Jolt Tonic, you're going to make your way back to Elfheim, same way that you left. And instead of going into the village, we're going to head to the Elven Castle. And then from here, we're just going to head north, take a left when we can, and there is this bedroom here with the prince. Go ahead and talk to the healer, and you'll get a little cutscene. And after watching the cutscene, you will be rewarded with the Mystic Key, which is going to be the catalyst for us to get to the rest of the game. So from here, we are not quite leaving the Elven Castle yet. Need to wait for this guy to get out of my way. Once he's done, we're going to head down, and you're going to go outside of the castle, but you're not going to exit the area. Instead, you can squeeze to the right and just stick next to the wall there. And then you can head all the way up to the top. And this is the treasure room. We can only get in here with the Mystic Key, so go ahead and enter and grab all 4 of these chests here. And now with Mystic Key in tow, we are going to head back down to the Marsh Cave. If you don't remember where the cave is at. You can see us on the bottom side of the map here, the southernmost point of the area that we've explored. So go ahead, head down this way and enter the cave. And then you're going to head down into the Marsh Cave Basement 3 the same way you did before. And once you're down here, if you take a look on the map, you may remember, or maybe you didn't notice, but there's 4 rooms down here that we haven't explored yet because we didn't have the Mystic Key. But now that we have them, we can go ahead and enter those rooms. So the first one is going to be from the stairs. Oops, wrong button. From the stairs, go ahead and head all the way down to the bottom. And then inside this first room on the left, you can go ahead and grab this chest right here. After this chest is open, go ahead and exit out of the room, and then we're going to head to the right to the next room. And there's yet another chest to grab, so go ahead and get this one. And now from this chest, exit out, head to the right again. You can skip this room, there's nothing in it. And then we'll go to the final room on the right here, enter on in, and grab this last chest as well. And then as you are opening the chest here in the bottom of the Marsh Cave, you will add the Anaconda to your bestiary. And now before you leave the Marsh Cave, if you hit square, you can open up the minimap, hit triangle to switch, and then you can see Marsh Cave. You should have 18 out of 18 chests before you exit out of here. If not, you got to go back and find the few that you're missing. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the next area. All right, so with the Marsh Cave cleared out, we are going to return to the Western Keep. If you don't remember where that is, it's pretty much dead straight from the Marsh Cave, sort of right here in the middle of this little area. And we're going to go ahead and enter on in. Now back inside the Western Keep, if you move forward, we are going to kind of head through this maze. We're trying to get to this room on the left. That's not really a maze, but just a little bit of a puzzle here. So we're going to come over this way, head up to the north side, and then over to the left, and you'll be able to get access from the top there. And now enter the room, and there are 3 chests inside. Open up all 3, and we can keep on moving. And we're going to get a couple of enemies from these chests for our bestiary. The first of them being the mummy. And the second of 2 enemies that we get from these chests here in the Western Keep is the Wraith. And then after you've cleared out the Western Keep, we are going to head back to the Chaos Shrine. The best way to do that is to land at Cornelia with your ship and then walk up to the left. I guess in sort of the western part of this archipelago or whatever it is that we're on. Go ahead and enter the shrine. And then as soon as you enter, you're going to turn right and head over to the right, down here, and into this room to grab a chest. From this chest, exit out and head north to this room here that has 2 chests inside. Go ahead and grab both of those as well. And that's all we can do in the Chaos Shrine for now, so exit out, and we are going to head back to Cornelia, but we're going to go into Cornelia Castle, or Castle Cornelia, rather. And now, as soon as you enter, you're going to want to take a right and head down this path. You can kind of make it into this corner, and then go straight upwards, and you'll get around the castle walls, essentially, and into this sort of secret area. If we head to the right and around, now we get access to the treasure room because we have the Mystic Key. So go ahead and enter this door and grab the 3 chests in this room. And after you grab those chests, you can pretty much see where we're heading next. Go ahead and exit out of the room, head over to the left, and grab these 3 as well. And now with the Mystic Key cleanup done, it's time to go to a brand new area. So exit out of the castle, jump in your ship, and we're going to go around the bottom of the continent here up to the left side. And these are sort of the mountains that we couldn't pass through before, but now that we have the ship, we can go around them. Go ahead and exit out of the boat. And then from here, you're going to head left and south, kind of around these mountains, and there is a little cave right here. Go ahead and enter it. and you will be in Mount Durgar. Now, as soon as you're in here, go ahead and head to the north to enter this room and grab these couple of chests. And after you've grabbed those, exit on out, head over all the way to the left, and you can head down this way. Eventually, you're going to reach a bit of a fork in the path, head left, and keep following this pathway until you reach this door. Enter on inside, and there are 8 chests in this room for you to grab, so go ahead and pick them all up. And once you grab the chest, go ahead and exit out of the room, head over to the right and talk to this gnome here with the green hat, and he will use that nitro powder that we just picked up to blast open a canal for us to get by, so that will help us get into the next area. So go ahead and do this real quick. And now that we have that canal open, go ahead and return to your ship and hop in. And we are going to head straight on through it. So come down to the left. You can see the canal has now opened. And now that we're in this new part of the world, we are going to head to the left and dock right here next to this small little town. This is Melmond. So go ahead and enter on in, and you can obviously go ahead and talk to people, buy stuff that you need, and get ready to go. All right, so once you're done in Melmond, we are going to head towards the Cavern of Earth. So from here, we're just going to head down the coastline to the left, just kind of sticking towards the water as much as we can, bypass those mountains, and then when you get here, continue south, and there's a little pathway that you can take right back in here, and this is the Cavern of Earth, so I will see you on inside there. All right, so once you're here in the cave, you are going to immediately head to the north and come around this way. And there is a room to enter here in the north side. Go ahead and enter that and grab the chest right here. All right, so return to the entrance. And before we continue the chests on this floor, we're going to go do a couple of encounters to guarantee some enemies in the bestiary. And I mean, you get a good experience and stuff anyway. So from here, we're going to go to the left. And there is this guy to go ahead and fight. And then there's this one down here as well. Go ahead and fight both of them. And the first of the 2 enemies is going to be the lizard. And of course, the other enemy in the encounter, the Hilgigus. And at this point, I actually just popped the money bags trophy for the 100,000 gil. If you're not playing on 4x gil, you certainly won't have it at this point. But you'll get it before the end of the game. And if you don't get it before the end of the game, you can always grind it out. But anyway, just wanted to show that off, and then we can keep going. All right, so return back to the entrance after you grab those couple of encounters. And then from here, we're going to go to the right, but don't go all the way to the right. Go down when you can. And once you continue going down, you'll get to this fork. Head to the left and down. And then you can enter this room and grab these couple of chests. After you grab the chests, go ahead and exit back out of the room. Head back the same way you came in. And then instead of going back to the entrance, head to the right from here and go down this way, enter this room, and you've got 2 more chests to grab. And after you grab those chests, you can pretty much come back to the entrance again. This time we are going to head straight to the right and down, and here is the way down. But we do have a couple of enemies we want to get before we leave basement number 1. And just a reminder, you may have these from earlier, but these are the best areas in the game to find the enemies that I'm showing you, so just make sure you have them before you move on. Anyway, the first of the enemies is the Cobra. And the other random encounter enemy that you're going to want to get is the Tarantula. Make sure you have this before we head on. And while clearing the chest here in the basement 1 of the Cavern of Earth, you will come across the Earth Elemental and add that to your bestiary as well. All right, here we are now in basement number 2, and this floor is a little bit of a maze here, but I will do my best to lead you to where we need to go. So from here, we are going to start by heading downward, And then you're going to want to go up and around the rocks, back down this way, and all the way down here. Well, that's going to be annoying. We go through here, turn to the right, and remember these 2 rocks, because we're going to come back to these couple of rocks to continue on in a moment. So from these rocks, we're going to head down, and the bat is going to block us again. Keep heading downward all the way to the bottom, and there is this door here. And once you're in the room, go ahead and fight this guy. You can't get around him without fighting him. And then grab the 3 chests in the room post-combat. All right, after you grab those 3 chests, return back to these rocks. And then we're going to head right up and then to the right by these rocks and into this room. And there are 3 more chests in here to grab. Then from here, we're going to exit out of the room, head back to the left and go down. And all the way down to the right here is the floor down. But we do have 1 random encounter we need to get here in basement 2. So go ahead and start looking for that if you haven't already. And the guy you need to come across is this Minotaur here. So go ahead and take him out. All right, once you are on basement 3, go ahead and head all the way to the right. And there is this room with a chest inside. Grab that. After this room is done, exit back out, and we're going to follow the pathway up to the north here. And then once you get to this split, keep going up and to the right. And then from this split, you're going to head down south around this way. You're going to have to go around and into this room here, and there's yet another chest to grab. And with that grabbed, return to this original split here where we came up from the north and then we kept going. Instead of going north again and over to the right side of the cave, come back this way and head left and into this room for another chest. With this chest done, exit back out of the room, and we're going to continue following this pathway to the left. You're going to come across this door. There's no chest inside, but there is a fight if you want it. If not, go ahead and head down. And the bat is going to block me again. There we go. Keep heading down and then turn right here at the corner. And there is another bat. And ultimately a chest in this room. Grab this. All right, so from this chest, you are going to head downward this way. And you're going to go all the way across, and there is this doorway here. But before we enter the doorway, there are 4 enemies that we need to find on this floor. So let's go ahead and do that. And the first of the enemies that we need are these ghast, the blue and yellow suit ones. And similarly, we also need the white as well, which are sort of the brown skin with the green jacket variant. Next up is the ochre jelly. And the last enemy on the list is the cockatrice. And once you've got those bestiary entries in, go ahead and enter the door and interact with this blue bat here for the boss fight. And here in the fight, you will get the bestiary entry for the vampire. And after the fight is done, go ahead and grab the chest behind him, and we can keep moving. All right, so that's all we can do in the Cavern of Earth for now. So we are going to go ahead and exit out. And once you're outside here, go ahead, feel free to head back over to Melmond to get supplies or rest up, whatever you need to do. But from the cave, we are going to exit out this way back towards the area that we came in. And now we're going to head to the left through this little strait, and there is another little cave right here. This is the Giant's Cave, so go ahead and enter on in. So once you're in the Giant's Cave, you're going to head up, and you are going to talk to said giant. And the giant will go ahead and let you pass. Once you have access, we're going to head down first, or south first, whatever, into this room here, and there are 4 chests to grab. Go ahead and do that. So while we're here in the Giant's Cave, now is a good time to get 3 different enemies that spawn the most here in the cave. So let's go ahead and look for those. First things first, grab a Warg Wolf. Next up is the Ogre, the purple one here. And finally, the Lesser Tiger. Make sure you grab one of these. All right, once you grab those, we're going to exit out the brand new way that we just unlocked, and you'll be here sort of on the leftmost side of the island. And then we're just going to follow the path that we have to take here all the way around. And here is the Sage's Cave. Go ahead and enter. Then once we're in the cave, we're going to follow the pathway here. You can ignore this door and head into this second one here. Once inside, go ahead and talk to the Sage to get the Earth Rod. And with the Earth Rod in tow, head back to the Cavern of Earth. I would recommend, again, stopping at Melmond if you haven't yet. You can go all the way to Cornelia if you need extra supplies. Once you are ready, we're going to head back in, and you'll go ahead and traverse all the way back to the boss area from before in the basement number 3. So I'll meet you down there. So once you get to the boss room again, you are going to head out the other door over here, and you can run along the pathway. There's this stone that you need to interact with. And that stone will turn into a staircase downward. Enter on in, and now we are in Cavern of Earth Basement 4. And now, once you're in Basement 4, you're going to head upwards. Before you go left and continue, keep running up over this way. And here in the corner is a room with 5 different chests. Go ahead and open each and every one of them. All right, after you grab those 5 chests, exit back out towards the beginning of the area. We're going to head left through the rock this time, and we're going to go down. Now, you're going to want to go left and down here, and if you just keep going left wherever you can, so we're going to kind of follow the pathway, just continually go left until you reach this, where you can go either up or down. We're going to head down first to come this way, and now there is this room down here as well with 3 additional chests, so go ahead and grab these. And before we continue on, come into your map here and double check that you have all 24 of 24 chests here in the Cavern of Earth. And from the chests that you get here in Cavern of Earth before, we'll add even more enemies to our bestiary, starting with the Ogre Chief right here. We'll also add this Hyenodon, and we'll add the Ogre Mage as well. And finally, we will add the Sphinx as well. And then from here, we're going to exit back out, head back the way we came, and instead of going down, obviously, we are going to go up this way to the stairs to lead to basement number 5. Now, there is one monster we want to grab here in basement 5, so let's go hunting. And here he is, the Troll. Make sure you've got this before we continue on. And then once you have found the Troll, from the stairway here, you're going to go down around the outside like so. Just keep following the path upwards, turn left, and then go back down. Once the bat moves out of the way, he's going to take a sweet time, but go ahead, go all the way down left, and here is a door. And once you interact with that orb, that is the final boss of the cave here. So go ahead and do that whenever you're ready. And here you go. In the boss fight, you will get the Lich added to the bestiary. And once the fight is won, make sure you take the teleporter out of the dungeon. You don't have to run all the way out. Thankfully, you can go ahead and just teleport on out, and you will be in the overworld. All right, so once you are out of the cave, head back over to Melmond and your ship. And of course, go ahead and refresh whatever you need. we're going to hop in the boat and we are going to do a good chunk of sailing. So come all the way down south to the bottom of the map here. And we are going to head directly to the right all the way. And if you want to stop at Cornelia and get some supplies, you most certainly can. It's right here. So go ahead and do that if that's what you'd like. Sorry, not sure why I said Cornelia. I meant Elfheim. But either way, once you're finished over there, go ahead and jump in the boat. And we're going to continue sailing all the way across the continent. Keep going as far right as you can, avoiding land. And then once you reach the bottom corner of the map where we're at right now, head upwards and kind of follow the coast. And right here, we can go ahead and dock. I'll show you here on the map. I'm all the way to the far right side of the map. We'll dock here and keep going. And then once you're off the boat, head down this pathway. And you're going to keep going around. You'll eventually make it to the other side of the lake. And here is Crescent Lake, little village. Go ahead and enter this one. All right, once you arrive here in Crescent Lake, go ahead and equip yourself with the various things. You can obviously get your supplies together. But first, before we leave, we can grab the canoe. So from here, from the entrance, you're going to head up to the right side. Don't go in there. Come around this way. And you're going to go behind the magic shops, and then you can come down this way across the bridge and follow this pathway all the way around and in here. And now what you're going to have to do is don't stand here. Go ahead and just talk to all of the wizards in the circle. And once that is done, you will have your canoe. And now with canoe in tow, go ahead and exit the village. And what you can do is you can now step on these shallow waters and you can row around in your canoe. And this is going to help us reach various areas. But first, what we want to do is we want to farm some bestiaries. There's a good number of monsters we're going to find in these waters. So go ahead, turn your encounters on if they aren't already. And all you got to do is just row around for a little while and I will show you what to grab. All right, first things first, grab the piranha here. And then you're going to want to grab the red piranha variant here. And then the crocodile is next. And like the red piranha, there is a white crocodile variant, so grab the white croc too. Next up is the Ochu. And then the Neochu variant. And finally add the Hydra to your bestiary here, and we can finally move on. All right, with the canoeing bestiary filled out, from the Crescent Lake town, you're gonna head up to the left here, and we're gonna exit out between these mountains. Keep going to the left until you get to this point. You're going to want to head upwards and around. Don't make the mistake of going left here. That's a dead end. Keep going. And then make the left. And we'll head all the way to the left here around the outside. And you'll be able to land here on the beach or whatever. And you'll want to walk from here to this volcano. And this volcano is Mount Gulg. And now we can continue on towards the fire crystal. All right, so from the entrance, you are going to want to head up to the left. And now the lava, you can definitely walk on the lava, but you will take damage over time. So just be cautious of that. We are going to head left here. And you'll make it to this side, and there's the stairs down. Now, before we do that, there are a couple of enemies we are going to want to farm here on the basement floor 1 of Mount Gulg, so go ahead and look for those. All right, first things first, we are going to want to find these scorpions here. And you'll want to find the Ankheg as well. And while I was farming for enemies, I just hit Legendary Warrior, which is to kill 500 enemies. Now, there's a pretty good chance that if you're playing with boosts, you likely won't get to this point quite yet. If you're not playing with boosts, you may have farmed that many enemies. Either way, you'll certainly get it before the end of the game. The only reason why I got it so early is for the guide as I'm trying to find enemies in each area. But let's go ahead and keep on moving. All right, so once you head down the stairs and you're on basement floor 2, you'll want to head up through this doorway. And then we're going to keep going until you get here, turn left, and obviously go ahead and grab this chest here. Once you've grabbed this chest, you're going to continue down the screen here. And there's another chest off to the right. All right, so you're going to head back to that same chest we were just at. And then from here, instead of going back towards the chest, head up this way. Keep going upwards and head to the left around this corner. And you can grab yet another chest here. Then from here, you're going to backtrack the same way you came in. And this time, we are going to go to the right to grab the chest here. And then we're going to follow the regular path upwards, go left, and continue all the way to the wall. Head down, and then turn right to get up to these 2 chests right here. Make sure you grab both. And now, once you've grabbed these chests, you're going to head back down this way towards the south. Keep going down, and you'll kind of go through the zigzag little area here. And you're going to come to this room that's got 12 different chests in it. You can go ahead and unlock them. You can fight this guy too if you want. It's not a new enemy. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. All right, once you're done here in this room, we are going to head towards the next floor. So you're going to come out the same way you came in, go right here and down. And there is this door that you can go through. Obviously, try to avoid the lava if you can. There are the stairs right here, and you can come up this way if you want. But there are a few enemies to get here in the basement. 2 of them you should have gotten from chests already, and 1 you will have to farm. So I will go ahead and show you those 3. So from many of the chests here on the floor, you will have gotten one of the fire elementals. And the enemy that you're going to want to farm for on this level is the Fire Hydra. So go ahead and find that, and then we can keep going. And you'll have also found the Lava Worm in some of the chests here in this area as well. All right, so now that we are here in the basement level 3, we are going to head over to the right side here all the way across. And you can see stairs here. Now, we do need to farm 1 enemy here on basement level 3, so if you want to go ahead and do that now, you certainly can. And the enemy we need here is the Hellhound, so find one of these and we can keep moving on. Okay, then in basement level 4 here, there's nothing really to do for us for the moment, so we're going to head this way, come around here, and over to the stairs. This is going to take us to basement 3. So now we're going to want to head south and then over to the west here. Then we're going to go down again, and we are going to go to the left all the way across to yet another set of stairs. And now, once we are in basement number 4 here, we can go ahead and open this door. And there are a couple of chests for us to grab in this room. Once you grab these 2 chests, go ahead and exit the room. And we are going to head to the left. And then once you see this door here, make sure you go ahead into it and grab this chest inside here. Now, once you've got this chest, exit out. And we're going to continue going left this way, all the way until we reach this door, and inside here we've got 5 chests to grab, so go ahead and do that. After you grab those 5 chests, return back to this door, and we're going to head down again. Keep going until you reach yet another door, enter inside. You'll have to fight this enemy, but once they're done, go ahead and grab the 2 chests. Grab those, exit out, and once you exit the room, we're going to go right and up this way. And then you'll find another door and 3 more chests in this room. Grab these. Okay, head back to the intersection yet again. And now we're going to go down instead of to the right. And we're going to follow this down until we hit yet another door. And inside, we've got 2 more chests. And now in the chests here in basement floor 4, you should have gotten the fire lizard as well to add to our bestiary. And now we can finally go ahead and leave this floor, exit the room, keep following the path, and here is the stairs to level 5. All right, so this room is pretty big. You can see there's a whole bunch of ways we can go. So from here, we're gonna head straight left and into this room with the door. And once you're in here, you'll head down this way. You'll have to fight this guy to get access, but once you do, go ahead and grab that chest. After you grab that, head back to the entrance of the area, and this time we're gonna go up. And immediately to the right once you get in here. And then you're gonna wanna go up this way into this area and enter this room to find yet another chest. So go ahead and grab this. Once you're done, exit the room and head back down this way. Now we're gonna go south from here and immediately turn right to this door. And in this room, you have yet another chest. Get this one. Now from here, we're gonna exit out of the room again. This time, once again, go south down here. And we're gonna enter this area, keep going down. And in this room is the final chest of the area, or of the dungeon as a whole. So go ahead and collect this, and then we can keep on going. And in the chests in B5, you will find a red dragon, so make sure that is on your bestiary as well. All right, so now that we're done collecting chests, we are gonna double check to make sure, whoops, wrong button. Go ahead, take a look at this screen, mount gold, make sure you have 37 out of 37. And if you do, we are gonna head out this way, up here, and we're gonna go all the way across to the left side, down this way, enter in this door, and once you touch that orb, you'll begin for a boss fight. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the other side. And in this boss fight, you will add Merilith to your bestiary. And as last time, after you defeat the boss, make sure you take the teleporter out of the area so you don't have to backtrack all the way through. All right, once you exit Mount Gold, you can make your way all the way back to your ship. We're, whoops, all the way here on the far right side of the map. That's where we docked. Make it back to your ship, go ahead and get in, and we will head northward, kind of hugging the coast here. And then there's gonna be this little gap that we can enter in. And you're gonna wanna come over this way to this area, and you'll actually swap to your canoe and leave your ship behind. So now we'll take the canoe inland. Now from here, we're gonna head north immediately, and we're gonna keep following this path. And then here, you're gonna stay on the path. Don't go up there, go stay this way, come to the left. And we will head all the way around here until we hit the land. And then once you're on the land, keep running, and you will reach this cave. This is the Cavern of Ice. And we'll go ahead and clear this out next. And once we're in the Cavern of Ice, we can go ahead and follow the pathway like so. We'll come around here, and these are the stairs down. There's really nothing down below here, so don't worry about going down there. But before we go downstairs, we have one enemy we want to get in the Cavern of Ice basement number 1. So let's go hunting. And you want to make sure you come across the blood bones. So take these guys out, and we can keep on moving. All right, once you head down the stairs, we've got a little bit of walking to do. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and go all the way to the left, and now all the way straight down, and take these stairs down to 3. Take the obvious stairs up back to 2, and now that we are on basement 2, a couple things to do here. And we're just gonna follow the path until we reach this door right here. We're gonna go ahead and enter the door, and now this is super important. Those cracks on the ground that you see in front of you will drop you down to another level of the cave, and you will have to come all the way back up here to grab these chests again. There's 2 chests in this room, I would recommend just going and making a quick save just in case. Just be super careful that you grab the 2 chests in this room, and once you do that, then we can keep going. Now, before we go to the next section, there is one monster we want to hunt here in the basement 2 of the Cavern of Ice, so let's go looking for him. And that enemy we are looking for is the Spectre, so go ahead and find this guy. And in one of the chests, you will have found the Dark Wizard, so that is added to our bestiary as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the next level, step on any of the cracks, and it'll drop you down to basement number 3. All right, now with the enemy defeated, we're going to go ahead and head out of the area, or out of the room there. And then once you come down here, so these are like little ice spikes on the ground. They're very similar to the lava, where you'll take a tick of damage every time you walk on one. So we're going to go ahead and walk this way to the left, open the door here, and we've got a couple of chests to grab in here. Now, once you've grabbed those, exit out the same way you came in and head back over here. Now, we're going to head down and to the right, and then we're going to keep going down until we get down here, all the way to the bottom, and there is this room that we can enter, and this room has 6 chests in it, so go ahead and grab all 6. All right, with chests grab, head out and go to the right. And we are going to go this way this time. And there are the stairs here. Now, before you head upstairs, there are just a few enemies we need to get here in basement 3. So let's go do that real quick. In a chest here in basement 3, you will find the white dragon, so add that to your bestiary. And another enemy you're going to find in one of the chests in this area is the winter wolf. Go ahead and grab this guy. And this one you'll have to farm. You won't be able to find him in a chest. And to be fair, this guy is pretty rare, but this is the best area to find one. So grab the Remoraz, and we can move on once you take him out. So once you head up the stairs, don't be confused. You will be in basement 1. I know you took the stairs up from 3. It goes all the way to 1 for some reason. Kind of skips 2, but either way, you'll be up here in basement 1. Exit out through the door and go ahead and grab this chest right here. And then from here, you're going to exit out through this door down here. You kind of just saw the chest in that room, so we'll go around the way and grab it right here. After you grab this, then we'll exit out from the bottom, come around here and down into this room. And now again, be super careful. There's a crack on the ground right there. It will drop you down if you walk onto it. Make sure that you grab all 3 chests in this room first, and then we can do that. All right, after you grab these 3 chests, make sure you come here into your map and double check that you are at 15 out of 15 in Cavern of Ice. And once you are, you can go ahead and step on this crack and fall down. And now be careful here. Don't step on the cracks to fall further down. You'll have to walk back. It's kind of a pain. But go ahead and do this. You will get a boss fight once you activate the crystal. And during the fight, you will get the evil eye added to your bestiary. And then once the boss is defeated, you can fall down the crack and quickly navigate your way out of the cave, which is where we are now. So you'll want to navigate out of the cave and back to your ship, and we can go ahead and head towards the next objective. And we are going to want to head back down to the Crescent Lake area, and of course, feel free to stop by the town if you so want to. So after you stop by the town, go ahead and exit and head straight south. And we're going to get into this shallow water and go right, kind of making your way around the mountains here. You're going to hit some land, and you'll see this sort of, the mountain range sort of split open, and there's the desert. Walk directly into it like so, and you will get the cutscene for the airship. All right, so now that the airship has spawned, we can hop on into it, and it becomes so much easier to traverse the area. So once you've got your airship, you'll want to head straight down, and you can wrap around the other side of the map here. And if you keep going, you can see there's kind of a little town. We're going to ignore this area for the moment, and we are going to head here. So if you see, this is like a big desert, and if you look to the upper left corner, there's a smaller desert right here. This is kind of what we're targeting right now. And what you're going to want to do, so if you notice, the airship has this red like bubble underneath of it. That means it can't land there. It can't land on pretty much any tile other than grass. Can't land in desert, in mountains, trees, water, anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and set her down right here, just next to the trees. And if you head over left, you're going to get a desert patch right here, and we need to farm a few enemies in this patch. The first thing that we need is the desert Beretta. This can be decently rare, so it might take you a couple of tries. I got it on my first try, luckily. But yeah, so go ahead and take this out. We'll keep going. And next is the regular Beretta. Next up is the Allosaurus, kind of like the red dinosaur looking guy. All right, so after finding those enemies, we are going to head out this way and through to the left here. And we are going to kind of go around the top side of the mountains, and then there is some shallow water that we can use to get across this way, down and around, and we will be here in the Citadel of Trials. So go ahead and enter on into this. So once you get inside, you're going to want to walk forward here and talk to this wizard guy. And then we're going to do what he says and go sit on the throne. So go up and to the left, up to this doorway, enter in here, and sit on the throne to be teleported to the second floor. And now it gets a little confusing, a little tricky, so be sure to follow along with me. So we're going to exit out of the room and walk over here. And this is a teleporter that will teleport you to the next area. Then go ahead and take the next teleporter. And then here, you're going to want to take the bottom side teleporter. And in this room, take the teleporter here. Then you're again going to want to pick the bottom teleporter. Head down, and we've got this teleporter to go through. Now take the teleporter closest to you, or the one on the right. And then from here, as soon as you get here, go right. And there is this door, enter on inside, and a chest is sitting here waiting for you. And then once this is grabbed, go ahead and come down, take the passage that's sort of southern but not straight into this teleporter. And then there are two teleporters when you get into this next area. Avoid the top one and go through the bottom one here. And then if you did it right, you'll end up here with the staircase. But before we go up, there are 3 different enemies we are going to want to farm here in the second floor of the Citadel of Trials. So let's find them first before we go. First up is the Mind Flayer. Next up, find a Minotaur zombie as well. And finally, you're going to want to find one of the Medusas. And then once you make it onto the 3rd floor, after finding those enemies, you are going to head straight up the hallway this way. And you're going to come across this guy. You have to fight him. And once you do, you will add the Nightmare to your bestiary. And after the fight, go ahead and grab this chest right here. And then once you've grabbed this chest, we're going to head all the way to the left, and there's 3 more here to grab. Open those 3, and then we'll head south. And you've got 4 more to open down here. And then once you have grabbed those chests, head to the right, and here is the final chest of the area. After you grab that, come into your map and double check to make sure that the Citadel of Trials is 10 out of 10. If it is, go ahead and fight this enemy. And we're going to get another bestiary entry for the dragon zombie here. And with that enemy defeated, you can sit on the throne to go out, but we do need to farm 1 enemy in this area. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And you'll want to find the Horned Devil here on the 3rd floor. So make sure you grab this before we do anything else. And then from a chest in the area, you will get the Clay Golem added to your bestiary as well. And with our bestiary full and ready to go ahead and sit on the throne here. All right, with the Citadel of Trials all finished up, go ahead and return to your airship. And we are going to head to the next area now. So from here, if you actually fly pretty much directly to the Citadel of Trials, and then you go south just a bit and to the left, you'll find there's like a bunch of these islands with the holes in the ground. We are going to land on this island with the hole that's surrounded by the trees. And we'll go ahead and enter into the Dragon Cave now. All right, in here, we're gonna make a quick pit stop. Go ahead and head through the door up here, and you can grab 3 chests straight away. After you grab those chests, exit out and head to the left to this room, and you can grab these 4 chests in here as well. All right, after you grab those 7 chests, go ahead and exit out and head back to your ship. From here, we're gonna go over to the left. We're gonna skip this island and go to this longer looking island. You're gonna have to land here in the grass. And once you do that, go ahead and head back inside to the Dragon Caves again. And once you're in here, go to the left and down. You'll be able to come into this door, and there are 3 chests in here for you to grab. Once again, go ahead and exit the cave, grab your airship once more. This time we're gonna go to the left, and we're gonna land on this tall looking island and enter into the cave here. And once you enter, head upward and into this room for a chest. And exit the room now, head south to this room for the final 2 chests of the Dragon Caves. All right, go ahead and exit out of the cave once more, grab your airship, and we're gonna head to the right to this island that has 2 of the holes on it. You go ahead and land, and we're gonna enter into the rightmost one here. Then once you're inside, we're just gonna zoom down the hallway, up the stairs, or rather down the stairs, and then up here into this room. And now we need to go ahead and come all the way up. You can speak to the dragons here if you want, but ultimately we need to talk to this giant dragon here at the end, Bahamut, and we will continue on after we do that. And after you speak with him, you will get the Token of Courage trophy for upgrading your classes. All right, so now that we've done that, it's time to do a little bit of busy work so we can get access to the next area and also get the warp cube, which we're gonna need a little bit later on. You don't have to get the warp cube right now if you don't want to, but just saves us the hassle of having to do it later. Might as well get everything in one go. So exit out of the tunnel and come up to your airship, and we'll go ahead and fly. So if you are needing supplies, now would be a good time to get them, just because we're kind of go one to the next thing. But if you are ready to go, we are going to head over to the left into this continent, and you'll see there's this desert. Now this spot is where we're heading, so try to land as close as you can to it. I don't think you can land on any of these grass patches, unfortunately. I think you have to land all the way out this way, here maybe, yeah. So go ahead and put her down right here, and then we're gonna walk across the desert, and right here, you're gonna step into this area, and you will see we get this kind of cool little caravan area that you can't quite see on the map. So you'll walk into the tent, and there is a man in here selling some items. All that we really need is right here in this bottled ferry. Go ahead and purchase this. Obviously, you're going to need 40k gil. Hopefully you have enough. If not, time to get to grinding a little bit, because you are going to need this. So go ahead and purchase it, and we can go ahead and leave. All right, after you exit there, we are going to head to a new island. We're going to head back to our, or not to a new island, to a new town, rather. head back to your ship, and we're going to go to the left. We'll be able to head around the map there. You can see on the mini-map we're on the right side now. And you're going to go up to the north, and there is this little town right here that we want to go into. So go ahead and land next to it and enter the town of Gaia. All right, so once you enter the town, you're going to get this sort of little cutscene with the ferry, and it's going to fly away. You're meant to go chase it. You don't have to chase it down immediately. You can spend some time in the town and go ahead and purchase all of the things that you need. Once you're done with that, then we can go ahead and move on. All right, so after you've explored the town, bought all the stuff that you need, we can go ahead and move to the left side of the town, and there's this pathway up. You can see there is this item shop if you've been there already. Then you can go ahead up towards the church. But from the church, instead of going inside, we're going to head to the right. And we are going to walk all the way back in here up towards the ferry and go ahead and speak with her. And afterwards, you will be rewarded with the Oxyale, which will allow us to get into the next area to cleanse the water crystal. So that's what we needed this for. Now we can go ahead and exit out of the area and keep going. All right, so exit the area, head back to your ship, and we are going to head back to that same place where we were. If you remember, this is where the caravan was right here. So instead of down in the caravan area, you're going to stick towards the top, and there's this little grassy section that we can land in. Go ahead and put her down there, and we're going to walk down through this forest area all the way down to the water, and we're going to go ahead and get into the canoe here. Then we're just going to head north along the river. And once we reach this waterfall, you can go ahead inside of it, and you will be in the waterfall cavern, and this is where we'll get that warp cube. Now, once you're inside here, we've got a little bit of a maze. It's not a maze, it's just, you know, a bit of a confusing little area, but there's only one place we need to go in here. So we're going to start by going north, and then you're going to take a left and keep following the path upwards, like so. Just keep following along the pathway, and eventually you're going to get to this area where there's a whole bunch of places we can go. If you look at the mini-map, what we want to do, or you look at the main map, we want to head down to this area down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a left, climb up this way, and go straight down. Ignore that little alcove, ignore that alcove, and then all the way down to the bottom and into this doorway. Go ahead and take the enemies out, and I will see you on the other side of that fight. After that fight is done, go ahead and talk to this robot guy, and he will give you that warp cube. After the warp cube is grabbed, you've got these 6 chests here to grab as well, so make sure you do that. All right, now with Waterfall Cavern complete, we are going to exit out and going to row the same way that we came in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stop down here, and we're going to enter this little town right here of Onrak. And once you're finished purchasing all the stuff you want from the town, from the entrance, you're going to go right, head down towards the inn and cross the bridge, and then we're going to go all the way right, all the way to this woman in front of the vessel right there. Go ahead and talk to her, and we will enter the Sunken Shrine. All right, so once you land, you'll go ahead and climb up the ladder. We'll just continue north just a bit. Once you come to the crossing right here, head to the right, and there is this door that you can go in and grab the first chest of the area. With the chest grabbed, go ahead and exit the room, and then we're going to head to the left side this time. Go up once you reach the end of the hallway, and in here is yet another chest. Grab this. Okay, with the chest grabbed, go ahead and exit out of this room. And we're going to turn and come up this way. And then from the sort of middle of the room here, if you look to the right, you can see there's some staircase, or a staircase going up. We're going to take that up to the 4th floor. All right, once you hit the 4th floor, we're going to head straight down. We're going to turn left until you hit the sort of wall or the gap right here. Go down until the next split, head to the left, and then we're going to turn the corner here. And there is a room in here with a chest inside, so go ahead and grab this one. Once you've got this chest, we're going to exit the room, head to the left, and then we are going to go up this way and continue making our way north until you reach this room, and there's another chest in here. Then go ahead and exit the room, come down this way, and you're going to want to go left here towards the outside wall so you can get around this way, and then come all the way straight down, and you'll reach this room in the bottom left corner. Go ahead and grab this chest. Then go ahead and exit the room, head to the right until you get to this split, head up, and in this room here is another chest. And then from here, exit on out, go back the way you came, down to the bottom side now, and all the way across right in front of the stairs is another room with a chest. Go ahead and grab this one. All right, go ahead and take the stairs up to floor number 5. And immediately, once you get up here, head north and enter this room for 3 chests. Okay, and then we're going to start wanting to make our way around the room. So head this way, we're going to go left and up here. Keep going until you reach the top. Head to the right, and then not the first room here, but the second room. Enter inside, and you'll find a chest. We'll keep going, head down, and go to the right. Down again, and you can skip the room on the left. The room on the right has a chest inside, so grab this one. Now we're going to exit this room, go right one, and this room has another chest as well. Then we can exit this room, go back towards the other room, and head up instead. And then there's this room that's kind of sequestered here on its own. Go ahead and grab these 2 chests inside. All right, with these chests in tow, go ahead and exit the room here. Go back the same way that we came in, and then we're going to go all the way south, and you'll find a little room here with another chest. And now exit out of this room, and we're going to head over and around to this room on the right, which also has a chest inside. Okay, and now with this chest grabbed, we're going to exit out, and we're going to head all the way to the upper left part of the room. So exit around, you're going to have to kind of go up and to the left over and over again here, up and to the left, and then you're going to be at the top left corner room here on the mini-map, so you can see we're in the very top left corner. But we are going to want to go around this room, and over here you can see a little pathway. It actually loops back around to the other side of the room, curious enough. And once you have found this, you can enter the room that it leads you to, and there are 3 chests inside. Once you grab these 3 chests, we're going to backtrack all the way to the entrance of the area, so I will see you there for that. Okay, so you're going to backtrack all the way to the entrance of the area of the dungeon. So if you remember, this is where we came in down here. If you used like the exit spell and you came back inside, that's obviously where you'll come from. You want to head all the way north. And if you backtrack, you'll come from those stairs there. And once we're here, we're going to head to the left side this time. And there are some stairs downwards to the 2nd floor. Go ahead here. And then we're going to head left and go straight upwards. Turn the corner and take these stairs up back to the 3rd floor. Then from the 3rd floor onto the 4th floor. And then once we're up here, we're going to take these stairs down this way, back down to the 3rd floor. All right, so after a little bit of walking, we're here on the 3rd floor. You can open up the door, and there is a chest here and a chest down there, so open both of those. All right, with both chests grabbed, go ahead and head south. We're going to exit through this door and then go down the stairs here, back down to floor 2. All right, once you take the staircase down, head to the left and go down here, and you'll see a room right here with 2 chests inside. Grab both of those. And now we can exit this room, go all the way to the left side here, keep running to the left, and there is another room, this time with 3 chests to grab. All right, so exit out of this room now and head upwards, and we'll find another room, this time with just a lone chest. And from this room, we're going to exit out, head over to the right, and there is this room here waiting for us with the final 4 chests. So go ahead and grab these. And now once you have those chests, first things first, we'll go ahead and double check, make sure you've got 32 out of 32 in the Sunken Shrine. If you do, let's go ahead and move on. I would highly recommend you take out this enemy, and the reason we are doing that is because we get some bestiary from it. So we'll get the Sahagan Prince for 1. And conveniently, we also get the White Shark as well. So doing that gives us 2 more entries. All right, then once you've taken that enemy out, go ahead and exit out of the room, head up to the left, and you'll find the staircase here. But before we go down, let's add some enemies to our bestiary, and then we can head to the first floor. And from one of the chests in the area, you are going to get the Pyrolisk added to your bestiary. And from that same chest, we will also get the King Mummy, so make sure those are added. And then from a different chest, you are going to get the Sea Snake. From that same chest, you'll also get the Sea Scorpion. And finally, from that chest, you will get the Sea Troll, so make sure those are added as well. And the one enemy that you need to find from random encounters is the Ghost, so make sure you've got this in your bestiary as well. And then from yet another chest on this floor, you will get the Water Elemental as well. So take him out, and we can keep on moving through the section. So with your bestiary even more filled out now, you're going to head down to the first floor. And once you're down here, we have a little bit of walking, so we're going to take the first left that we can, and then we're going to head up from here to the left again, to the wall here, and all the way down. And now we're going to kind of follow the path until we reach this doorway. Once inside, you're going to have to go up and sort of around to the left to exit out of this doorway. And now you can just go ahead and follow the path. And this will take you right inside the room to the boss fight. Go ahead, do that, and I will see you on the other side of that fight. And in the boss fight, you will get the bestiary for the Kraken. And once the fight is over, again, make sure you don't forget to take the teleporter out of the dungeon. All right, so after the dungeon is done, you'll exit out and you'll want to head back to your airship. And now we are going to head down to Melmond here. You can see on the mini-map, where I can pull it up here on the big map if you don't remember where that is. So go ahead and fly down to Melmond. You can land right next to it and enter on in. All right, so once you enter the town, we're going to head kind of up to the right a little bit here. There's a bridge we can cross right by the armor shop. And if you head over to the right, you can squeeze through here. There's these gravestones and this blonde-haired guy. Go and talk to him, and you will learn how to speak Lufenian. And now with our newfound speaking powers, go ahead and exit out, grab your airship, and we are going to head all the way to the top right corner of the map again. And we are going to visit a town we have not yet been to. And if you look, I'm going to go all the way to the right. So along this right side here on the mini-map, you can see there is this town. This is our goal. And unfortunately, we can't really land too close to it. You have to go all the way up here by the mountain area and land right here in this small patch of grass. And then you're going to walk all the way down to the right. And we will visit Lufenia. There it is. And now that we can speak the language, we can go ahead and enter. And yeah, we can continue moving on. All right, then once you're in the town, just a quick note, if you look to the top right corner of the area, you can see there's actually a couple of magic shops there. They sell a couple of level 8 spells, so you're going to want to check that out if you want those. You can get to them by going up to the upper right corner and getting through the wall up there. But after you do that, or if you don't want to do that, whatever, we can head up, go this way, and we're going to turn to the right all the way here. Need to pass by this person eventually. And now we are going to head across the dock, and this guy doing like the calisthenics or whatever he's got going on over here, talk to him, and we can grab the chime. Once you've got the chime, head back to the airship, and we are going to fly very short ways down here. So this is a vast desert we can't walk on, or we can't land on. But if you take a look right here in the middle, this is the Mirage Tower that we're trying to get to. You're going to have to land all the way down here in the bottom right corner, so go ahead and land there. And now, real quick, before we head to the tower itself, you'll be here in the desert, and there is one enemy that we need to farm here. It's a bit of a rare spawn, but I found that this is the best place to find it. So go ahead and farm up some encounters, and we can grab that and then keep moving on. And while we're here in the desert, you'll come across the sandworm as well. Pretty common enemy here. Make sure you take out one of these. And here we go. I came across it. It took me, I think, 3 encounters total. So it's definitely findable here in this area. It's the Tyrannosaur. It's the sort of the blue recoloring, I think it's called the Allosaur. So once you find this, then we can head to the Mirage Tower. All right, so after you're done farming for that Tyrannosaur, you're just going to want to head up to the middle of the desert like I showed you. You'll see the Mirage Tower. Go ahead and enter in, and you will be on the first floor here. All right, once you're inside, you're going to head up into this room. And you'll see if you head towards the middle area, you kind of have to walk around all the way to the top here. And if you look, there are a grand total of 8 chests in this area. So go ahead and pop each and every one of them. All right, with all 8 chests grabbed, you're going to head back down to the left area over here. And there's a doorway that we can use to exit out, and some stairs. Now, before we leave this floor, there are 3 enemies we want to find in some random encounters, so let's go look for them. All right, the first one that we're going to want to come across is the saber-tooth, so take out one of these. Next, you'll want to find one of the were-tigers as well. Next up is the Black Knight. You'll want to make sure you find one of these guys. And the final enemy you'll want to find here on the floor is the Guardian. I think it has a relatively low-ish chance to spawn, but this is the best place in the game to find it as far as I know. So find him and we can keep going. And while I was farming in this area, I did hit level 50 on every single one of my characters. Again, just so you know, there's not a singular chance that you are going to get this high of a level unless you are sitting there grinding. The only reason why I'm this high is because I've been looking for enemies in each area, regardless of if I have them on my bestiary. But, yeah, so I mean, you can tell getting to level 50 is not that hard. You just have to do a little bit of grinding. Anyway, I popped that trophy. You'll have to probably do it a little bit later, but let's keep on moving forward. All right, once you make it up to the second floor, we are going to follow the path. It's a long, windy path, or it's just a big circular path around the area. You can see the stairs below us. At some point, you'll be able to cut in towards the right, so do that and go all the way to the middle, and then keep running around this way, and there is this door. Enter the door, and in the middle of the room, there are 10 chests for you to grab. That'll be all 18 in the tower. So grab these and we can keep going. Now with all of those chests grabbed, we're going to exit out of the area here using the bottom right door, run all the way around, and out of the section up to the next floor. And then once we're here on the 3rd floor, there are 2 enemies we're going to want to find real quick. So go ahead and start farming some encounters. And the first one that you're going to want to find is the Wyvern, the blue dragon here. And you're also going to want to find the Worm, the red-colored dragon. Once you find those couple of enemies, you're just going to head down to the bottom of the area, enter in the door, and you will have to activate this for the boss fight of Mirage Tower. Go ahead and do that. And in the fight, you will get the blue dragon added to your bestiary. And with the enemy defeated, that is it for the Mirage Tower. With the warp cube that we grabbed, you can go ahead and step on this platform and we'll be transported up to the Flying Fortress to go work on the Wind Crystal. And once you land in here in the Flying Fortress, as well, as long as you've been following along with the guide, you will have visited every single area in the game now, and that will pop you yet another trophy. We're getting pretty close to the end. Let's keep on going. All right, once you are here in the Flying Fortress, you're going to head down out of the room and keep heading down until you get to the other side of this area, and there is a chest in this room. All right, once you've grabbed the chest, go ahead and head out and back to this door that we started in, and then we're going to head left from here into this little room and grab these 4 chests inside. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go back to the middle, and this time we're going to go to the right and down in here. Go ahead and grab these 5 chests. And then we're going to go the one direction we haven't gone yet, which is over here and towards the north side. And once you step on this, you will go to Flying Fortress level 2. But we want to farm some monsters here before we go. All right, first things first, grab one of these manticores. And the last monster on the first floor is the Earth Medusa. All right, once you're here on the second floor, you're going to head down and you'll find yourself in this large sort of central crossing area. Once you're here, you're going to go north and to the left up this way into this room. And there are a couple of chests for you to grab here. Once those are open, go ahead and exit out back to the main area. And then we're going to go straight left this time to this room. And there's another 2 chests for you. Now, once you're done in here, exit out, and we're going to keep going around in the circle. So go down and to the left. And in this room, there's not a chest, but there is this adamantite, which we are going to need for a trophy a little bit later on. So go ahead and grab this. All right, with that grabbed, exit out, head back to the middle. And now we're going to go to the top right corner and enter in this room for another chest. Then from here, exit out, go to the right, and we've got 2 more chests this time. And then you can exit this area, head to the final corner, the bottom right, and in this room, get the last couple of chests on this floor. And now we can exit out of this area and head to the bottom to exit, and we don't have any enemies we need to get on this floor, so we can go straight to floor number 3. All right, once you exit the portal, go straight north, and you can find 4 chests in this room here. All right, exit this area, head down, and we once you return to the portal, you're going to head to the right, down this way, and in this room there are 6 total chests to grab. And then from this room we're going to exit out, go all the way to the left this time over here. And in this room, you kind of have to stay to the top part of the area. In this room there are the final 4 chests of the dungeon. And then before you exit, just double check, make sure you've got 33 out of 33 of the Flying Fortress chests. And then you'll want to head down this way, and here is the way out. There is 1 enemy we need to get on this floor, so I will show you that now. And here we go. You're going to want to get the Rakshasa before you leave floor number 3. All right, once you're here on floor number 4, all you got to do is head left once, and then twice, and then head north twice. 1, 2, and here is the portal to go to the 5th floor. Now, before you take it, there is one enemy we need to find in this area, so let's go ahead and do that. And the enemy that we need is this soldier, so go ahead and take him out. All right, so once you're here on floor 5, it is just a straight shot upwards towards the boss. Before you do that, there are a couple things. So there are 2 regular enemies that we can farm here, so let's go ahead and do those 2 first. And the first one you're going to want to grab is this air elemental. And subsequently, you will also want the Spirit Naga. So knock out both of these guys and we can keep going. Okay, so let's talk about the War Mech. Now, the War Mech is the rarest spawn in the game. It's a 1 in 64 chance to spawn, and it is by far the most difficult enemy you will have faced up to this point. If you wish to farm it here, you can do so now if you think you can take it on. I would highly recommend at least saving your game before you start farming for it. And after you beat it, definitely save your game so you're not having to farm for it again in case you need to reload. But it is a very challenging fight. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you'll just have to be prepared for it. You can always come back to this area after you beat the game. So if you want to farm up some levels and come back to challenge the War Mech, you certainly can. But this is the only place in the game that it spawns, the Flying Fortress level 5. Like I said, it's a 1 in 64 chance to get him every time you get an encounter. So I'm going to be sitting here for a while trying to farm it, and I will show you when the War Mech appears for me. All right, folks, here we go. I got the War Mech, and just as a little bit of fun, I decided to track the number of encounters it took me to get this. And I was a little bit unlucky. It took me 130 total encounters. This is my 130th encounter to get the War Mech. So it is quite a bit of a grind. Hopefully you get a little bit better luck than I do, but go ahead, take him out. Good luck. Like I said, it is a tough fight, but if you are able to defeat him, then we can keep moving on. And whether you took out the War Mech or not, once you are ready, go ahead and head up to the boss. Of course, you can always feel free to leave this area and heal yourself up or whatever. It is a little bit of a trek to get back to it, but you know the pathway. So either way, whenever you feel ready, go ahead and fight the boss. And here you go. Go ahead and add Tiamat to your bestiary as well in the boss fight. As usual, once the fight is done, make sure you go ahead and exit out using the teleporter. All right, once you exit the Flying Fortress, get back into your airship, and we are going to head down towards Mount Durgar again. If you need help, that's where we are on the map. So go ahead and land here, and then we're going to go ahead and enter on inside. And then once you're in, you're going to want to just head forward and go up to this room in here. And there is this this gnome with the red hat on. If you speak to him, we will get Excalibur and pop a trophy as well. And there you go. Once you craft the sword, you'll get Sword of Myth and have fun using the second most powerful weapon in the game. All right, it's time for the final push of the game. We're getting very, very close to having everything 100% done. Make sure you heal up, you grab all the supplies that you need. If you haven't finished anything on the map that we've already talked about, I would recommend doing so now. Again, you can save War Mech if you want. If you haven't killed him yet, you can save that grind for after you beat the game. But other than that, everything else should be done. And now we can enter into the Chaos Shrine to finish things off. So I'll see you inside. All right, so once you enter into the shrine, you're going to head forward, and all you need to do is interact with this orb, and we will be teleported in. All right, so just like the rest of the guide, I'm going to be stopping at the individual floors to farm up the enemies that we need. There are still, I believe, 20 entries technically that we have left to do, or 21 maybe. And you probably have gotten a lot of them already just by virtue of playing the game, but like I said, we're gonna farm them up where they spawn the most. So if you don't have one, stop and do it. Anyway, so here we are on Chaos Shrine, first floor. There's only one enemy we need to farm up here, so let's go looking for him. And that enemy is the Black Flan, which if you farmed the War Mech, you have more than likely already gotten. If not, go ahead and grab him here. And you'll also need the Purple Worm here, so go ahead and grab this guy. And once you farm the enemy, go ahead and exit out of the room, and we are going to continue down to the right over here. And there are some staircases that we can take to go to the next floor. Go ahead and take those. And now on Chaos Shrine, floor 2, there's a couple of enemies to grab, so let's look for them. All right, the first enemy we need is the Ice Gigas, so make sure you find him. And the second one here being the Chimera, so grab this guy as well. And you'll also want to get one of the Rios here on the second floor as well. Now, once you farmed up the enemies, go ahead and go up the stairs here to floor 3. And then once you're on this floor, you're going to want to head to the right and then straight down. There we go, straight down. Cut over to the right, and then about halfway across the room, you can head up into this area. And now you have to fight this guy, and this will also give us another encounter, this time with the Death Eye. Once the Death Eye is taken out, you can head upwards, and you can see there's a couple of chests to grab, so make sure you grab these 2 in here. And now, before we leave the third floor, we've got 3 different enemies to find, so let's go and do that. All right, starting things off with the Green Dragon. Then you've got the Vampire Lord. Take one of these out. And finally, you're going to want to find one of the Dark Fighters as well here on the third floor. All right, once the enemies are added to the bestiary, go ahead and use your loot here on the stone. Now we're back here on floor number 2, so go ahead and exit out of the room. This time, we're going to turn to the left here and run all the way around, all the way up, and take the staircase down here. And then when you're down this staircase, you're going to want to run all the way across over to the other side and take this staircase down to the basement number 1. Then once you're in the basement floor 1, you will need to farm up a couple of enemies here, so go ahead and start looking for some. The first one we're going to need here is the Basilisk, and then you will also need to find one of these stone golems here, so find those 2 and we can keep going. Once you have the enemies that you need, we're going to go ahead and run all the way around this big area, so you're just going to run up and then to the right. You want to keep going until you get to the end, and then go down. And once you're down here at the bottom, there is this yellow orb. Interact with it for a boss fight here, and I'll see you on the other side of that. And we will add a familiar face in the Lich to our bestiary. This does count as a different entry, by the way, because I think he's counted as like a past version of himself, so this also will add to the bestiary. All right, once you're here in basement number 2, we're gonna walk out of that room to the left. You'll come up this way and there's a door here. Go ahead and enter that. And then you're gonna wanna run to the right, head down. Oh, not there, head down over here. And then you can exit out of the door this way. And we're gonna keep going. And now, before you go up to the orb, if you go down this way, you can go into this left room, and all the way over here is a chest for you to grab. All right, once you've grabbed this chest, we're gonna go down and to the left, head around this way, and just keep following the path until you get to this room here with yet another chest inside. So after you grab that second chest, you'll want to head back to the first one And we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back through this door here, over to the other side door, and there's another chest on this side. And after you grab this chest, head down and to the right, and keep following the path here for another room with the penultimate chest of the game. There's one more after this one, but we can't find it on this floor, so let's keep going. And now after you grab this chest, before you head back to the boss, we do have an enemy that we need to farm up here, so let's go ahead and do that. So there we go. Make sure you get the fire gigas here before you move on. Now, same as before, go ahead and head up to the orb for another boss fight. And we'll add the past version of Merilith to our bestiary as well. All right, once we're on the next floor here, we're going to go ahead and enter this door, out this one, and we are going to head south into this door, kind of come around this way, out this one. You can see it's a relatively straightforward path, out this door, and down and over to the right. But before we touch this orb for another fight, we have a couple of monsters to farm on this level. So let's go ahead and find them. So the first of the group is this Deep Eyes that we need to make sure you find at least one of these. And you'll also need the Water Naga. So make sure you get both of those, and then we can keep going. And with those enemies earned, head over to the orb and touch it for another fight. And as I'm sure you've guessed by now, we've got the Kraken fight, but this time in the past. And now, once we're here on the basement floor number 4, we can get the last chest of the game. We're gonna head down and to the right. We're gonna keep going. There's a little pathway down this way, and it leads directly to a room here, which you can enter in and get the final chest of the game, get the best weapon in the game as well from the chest, pop the trophy. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it so we can both pop the trophy together. So there you go. You get the Masamune, and you get the Legendary Treasure Hunter. Congratulations. Now all that's left to do is to get to the end, beat the last boss, and we will have our platinum. So after you grab that chest, you'll want to head back pretty much to the entrance of the area where we came in. And instead of going down here, you'll just want to take a right. And the way down is right here. But before you touch the orb, we do have another regular monster to farm up. So let's go do that. And here we go. The Iron Golem. Make sure you get one of these before you move on. With the Iron Golem in tow, go ahead and touch the orb for yet another boss fight. And we can add the past version of Tiamat to our bestiary as well. And here we are now on basement floor number 5. If you head down this way, there is the door that leads to the final encounter of the game. Before we do that, there is one final enemy that spawns here, has its best spawn here at the bottom. You may have already gotten it, but we're gonna go ahead and try to farm him up real quick. And there he is, the final regular spawn enemy of the game to add to our bestiary, the Death Knight. And now before you enter into the room, it's probably worth doing one final check. I'm assuming you've been following along and you know exactly what your bestiary looks like, but you can always come down here and take a look, see how many you've encountered. As you can see, I am at 127 out of 128. Hopefully you are too, and if you are, now is the perfect time. And if you're not, by the way, if you're not, it's not like it's game over as soon as you beat the final boss. You can definitely farm up enemies after the game is done. But as soon as you're ready, go ahead and quick save, enter on into the room, and good luck with the final fight in Final Fantasy 1. And just for good measure, there's Chaos, the final entry in our bestiary. Once he's defeated, that will do it. And there we go, the final story trophy of the game and the platinum as well. GG, that's Final Fantasy 1 in the books. I hope that you enjoyed this guide. I hope you enjoyed the game. Certainly an iconic start to an iconic series. Really love to be able to go back and play these again with the pixel remasters. But again, I hope that you enjoyed this guide. If you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a comment here or there whenever you can. Share the guides with your friends. It really helps me out to be able to create these guides. I'm looking to do pretty much as much Final Fantasy as I can over the course of time. So hopefully, by the time you see this guide, you'll also see a playlist of a bunch of other Final Fantasy guides. If not, then it probably means that you're catching it pretty early. And I promise I will have more and more of these as time goes on. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again for watching. It's great, all of the support the channel has seen recently, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing on with more and more guides, as I said. So anyway, I have been Hunted. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, enjoy your gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.